Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 8 of What If Naruto Got a New Tail Beast from the Shinigami. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto was a prodigy who awakened his true potential, and enjoy that guys. And also guys, go ahead and check out Anime King 3 of What If Naruto was the Forces of Nature, and enjoy that guys. And remember, if you're new, yes, I indeed have 3 channels, Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family, and thank you for all of your help and support. And yeah, without further ado, what do you say we leap into this new episode? Begin the intro. So the last spot we left off, the team had came back to Konoha as Minato brought them to the office a few days as he needed to find out exactly what happened. It was then that Mito elaborated on what happened, as Sasuke joined in every now and then and told what he knew. Minato and Kushina and Gara got a vague description of what happened. As they knew who the person was, it was Grim. They knew of the team from Kumo though, as they got everything that they got there. They heard that Kakashi hit him with a Shidori through the chest, so there was a possibility of Grim being dead, but they weren't so sure. But they were in international waters. They were in the land of Wave, and the Kiri mission, well, the Hunter team had a mission there. So Konoha could not get any retribution from that. So they had to make a choice. But Kushina came up with the idea instead of them doing nothing, raise the bounty on Grim and the others' head, which Minato happily did. Meanwhile at Kiri, Mei greeted the others as she heard what Naruto brought for the village, and she was happy for that. The blades, and not to mention, he also brought back Gato Fortune as well. That will be splendid for Kiri. However, there was a problem, as she informed him of the bounty on his team as well. It would be at least 100 more times difficult for them to enact their missions out there, with these bounties on their head everywhere over the elemental nation. That is why they will have to give the hunter thing a break for a while, as she wanted Clementine and Victor to be a part of the new 7 Swordsman. Clementine took good to Zabuza's blade, and Victor, the needle blade, worked well for him, as it was literally called a sewing needle, and with Victor abilities. However, seeing that Pain was not getting one, both Clementine and Victor declined. However, Naruto told him to pick it up, as he's not really a sword guy, and the Mizukage has another mission for him as well, as she dismissed the other two. A ninja stepped in, claiming to be the new ruler of Land of Sound. Him and the Sand were going to invade Konoha. That is why Mei wanted to send Naruto there, not as his persona in the Hunter Nin, but as him, to gather intel on their strengths and to see which side will be coming out on top. She was playing both sides. However, Naruto was having an internal conflict. He still loved his family and he didn't want anything to happen to them, so he had to make sure that they were alright. But he was going to have to play both sides, as he agreed. He was going to be a Jonin sensei. However, his team was more than strong enough, as they were held back for reasons, but they were not Genin level. His job was just to gather information regarding this new invasion to see what will take place. So with that, he accepted. At Konoha, as Minato asked Yujiro to take the other students, Kushina will be helping her, as she was all grateful to accept the new role placed upon her, as she promised not to let him down. As Mito met up with Erza, the both of them were rather saddened by Kakashi's death. Kakashi was like a second son to Minato. The man had broke down and cried once everything was cleared away, as he stood by the memorial stone. All of his students, he had to watch all of them die, one after another, and it was rather painful. And now losing the last one, it brought back memories of losing his son as well, as it was terrible. Mito and Erza, though they deemed to become stronger, so next time they face this threat of Grim, they will take him down together, unknowing that it was their own brother they were plotting to take down. So yeah guys, basically as we left off, you guys can switch across the please check out for yourself. So as we leap into this new episode, start it up guys. We begin this episode with Naruto. So this is a genuine team, had been assigned to lead, said Naruto, as he looked towards the current occupants. Your pain, I take it, our Jonin sensei. One of the occupants spoke, as he looked Naruto up and down. I thought you would have been taller. The one that spoke was a tall boy. He seemed to be around the same age as Naruto. As he opened his mouth to speak, Naruto noticed his teeth were filed down, and he also saw the sword on his back, one of the legendary blades, the Shibuki, or you can also call it the blast blade, able to produce great explosives, formerly wielded by Jinpachi of the 7 Ninja Swordsmen. As Naruto came to a conclusion on who this boy is, Suigetsu Hojiki, I take it, one of the new trainee members of the 7 Ninja Swordsmen of the Mist, and also one of the last 2 remaining members of the Hokushi clan. The now-named Suigetsu grinned at that. Ah, so the big bad pain know who I am. I shouldn't be surprised after all. The 7 Ninja Swordsmen are not called legendary for nothing. Naruto gave him a rather bored look at that as he looked away. I think I would have preferred your brother Mainjutsu. From what I heard, he's much more skilled, and he's not as annoying. But he's not a genin though, and he must probably already be a full member of the 7 Ninja Swordsmen. Unlike you who are still just a newbie. This smug look instantly left Suigetsu's face. But before he could retort though, Naruto had moved on to the other genin. The other genin was looking at him rather nervously. Blue hair, glasses, and his teeth also filed down. A slight nervous disposition, and one of these 7 blades strapped on your back. I take it that you're Kojuro, wielder of the twin swords, and another trainee. Yes sir, said Kojuro. It will be an honor to work with you, Pain sir, he said. Naruto nodded curtly at that, a slight smile on his face at the boy's tone and nervousness. He may look weak and nervous, but from what Naruto heard, he was a beast in a fight, and he certainly wasn't against him being on his team, nor was he against Suigetsu. After all, like he, the other members of the 7 Ninja Swordsmen were chosen for a reason. It will be good to work with you, Kojuro, said Naruto as he reached out and shook his hand. Fight well, and we won't have a problem. Kojuro gulped at that. He had heard about Pain and how much him and his team had killed. They had become a legend, and he really didn't want to have a problem with Pain. As Naruto turned towards the last member of his genin team, calling them genin though was not really right, seeing that all of them was at least high chunin or low jonin. A genuine smile crossed Naruto's face as he approached the last member of his team. The youth standing in front of him was around his own age. Short brown hair and hazel eyes. He had a rather large bulky build. Too large for someone his age. Hodan, the goddamn cannonball. It's been a while, said Naruto, as he slapped the boy on his shoulder before dragging him into a manly hug. Him along with Clementine was the few outcasts that he first met upon coming to Kiri, when he had clung to the old man like glue. They all hung around a lot in the beginning because of their similar age, and they went on a lot of missions in the beginning of the war. Unfortunately though, Hodan never became a hunter nin like them. His skill set was not fitting of that type. Instead he remained a regular shinobi, a very destructive, enthusiastic one. Pain, Hodan said, as he lifted Naruto up in a hug before releasing him. How are things? A bit shitty at the moment, old boy, said Naruto. My team has been disbanded. Clementine and Victor has been put into trainee of the 7 Ninja Swordsmen, and I've been given this mission. How about you? Why the hell are you still considered a genin, Naruto asked. Oh, that's great for them. They will be awesome swordsmen, Hodan said as he heard the rest of Naruto's question. Well, you see, as he scratched the back of his head, I did get promoted, but on a few missions and, you see, a lot of collateral damage, he said. Naruto rolled his eyes. You mean you got overexcited and destroyed something that you should not, so Mei demoted you? Yeah, said Hodan. She wasn't very happy. Yeah, I can believe it, said Naruto. Well, I'm glad to have you with me, said Naruto with a grin, as Hodan grinned back. As Naruto was very happy with his team. 2 trainee 7 Ninja Swordsmen, and an old comrade and war veteran. This team would definitely make it to the finals. So, what are we gonna do now, said Suigetsu, as he didn't like how Naruto was being more nicer to the other two. Now, well, I'm gonna train you, said Naruto, and train you hard. I have a month to make sure that we can all fight as a cohesive unit. So we will work on teamwork and combination attacks. So what exactly is our mission then, asked Suigetsu. We were told that all we had to do was enter June exams and make it to the final rounds. That is all you need to know for now, said Naruto. When it comes necessary for you to know more, I will inform you. So for now, you just have to make it to the finals. You will be the only team that Kira is sending due to reasons that you will be told later. Though, once you are taking part in the exams, you are not to kill anyone from the villages of the Sand, the Sound, and Konoha, as all of them look confused at that. Well, this sounds very dodgy, Hodan said. Well, cryptic missions are norm for a shinobi. Yeah, but I would like to know a bit more on what exactly we're doing, taking apart some random tuning exams within Konoha, Suigetsu said. His voice was slightly petulant as he demanded answers. And you will be told, but for now, you will be kept in the dark in case you're captured and interrogated. So sack it up. Hodan and Kojiro nodded at that. As he understood, Suigetsu scowled angrily, as he wanted to be told right now what was the reason, but he knew that he would not. Any more questions, Naruto asked. None of them answered. Good. Now we have 1 month, he said. So let us begin. A few weeks later at Mina Shinobi Bar, Naruto released a sigh as he entered Mina's bar, as he nodded towards the white-haired woman as he did. It was crazy to think that a few weeks ago he was in here, drinking with his team, to depart on their mission to gather the 2 blades. And now things had changed so quickly. Oi, shit for brains. Naruto grinned, or not, as he saw Clementine and Victor waiting for him. They hadn't changed much except for the blades, now strapped on them. Pain, said Victor, how things? It's been a while. As Naruto saw Victor's teeth, they were filed down. He turned towards Clementine, but her pearly whites looked the same. As he looked back towards Victor, they have been alright. I have been given a mission by me that is keeping me busy. What about you? You look different. You mean the teeth, said Victor as he chuckled a bit. Yeah, it's kind of a tradition for the new 7 Ninja Swordsmen to get them done. So I figure, why the hell not? Besides, I can always replace them in a few years, if I don't like it. As Naruto didn't want to tell him that it looked rather hideous. Hey Clem, said Naruto, you weren't tempted? Hell no, she said. I mean, what kind of dumbass would do that to themselves? I am sure she mean no offense, Vic, said Naruto. No, said Clementine. I really meant offense. Lovely, said Victor as he gave her a look. So, you got a mission from the Mizukage? Yeah, pretty big too. Don't think I can say much about it. Has it got anything to do with the tuning exams within Konoha? Victor asks. Why do you ask? Said Naruto, surprised that he got there so quickly. Probably because me and Victor has been added to the Mizukage's detail when she gets to Konoha, said Clementine with a shrug. The fact that you're not on it tells me that you're gonna be there as well. But you will be doing something else. After all, you're one of Mei's most trusted shinobi, and she would have definitely added you to her protection if you were available. As Naruto released a sigh, there was not a leak. They were just making an educated guess at what they know. Well, you will just have to wait and see, won't you? Tease, said Clementine. So enough about me, how's training, said Naruto as he waved the bartender over and told him his drink. Good, said Clementine with a shrug. At the moment we're just getting used to our blades, and practicing the simplest techniques that are able to be used. The executioner blade is straightforward, it's just a big ass blade that is handy for cleaving and chopping opponents, and it can fix itself by absorbing the iron in blood. Sounds like the blade is more bloodthirsty than you, said Naruto with a chuckle. Well, I wouldn't go that far, said Clementine, with a vicious smile on her face. Though Victor seemed to be a natural with his sword, old Patch over there seemed to be already used to using that needle. Victor looked down towards his blade. Yep, she really is a beauty. So do you know what you'll be doing after your training is over? Naruto asks. Hopefully we'll be put back on the team with you. I think the Mizukage is quite keen on us tracking down the last missing blade, Samihata. After that we'll be going on assassinations and hunting missions. Same as before, I'm guessing. I reckon we were only made swordsmen until the heat died down on you. You know, after you killed Kakashi and got a massive bounty on your head. As Naruto rolled his eyes. Well, you can't be surprised at Victor. We were a pretty awesome team. Hell yeah, said Naruto. As he picked up his drink. To Team Ghoul. As they picked up their drink. To Team Ghoul. As they clinked their glass together. Time skip in Konoha. The ringing of steel could be heard clashing. As a girl leaped forward, a golden blade made directly from pure chakra. The other girl launched 2 kunai forward. Erza, the sword-wielding girl, dodged both of the kunais her pace, not slowing down a bit as she moved towards her sister, Mito. Held in her hand was a blade of chakra, made in a similar way to how she made her Uzumaki chains. The sword could disrupt the chakra of anyone that it cuts. It was handy indeed. Swinging her blade at Mito, Erza did not hold a single thing back. Seeing her sister coming towards her, Mito started to elegantly dodge and dance around the fast strikes. As she dodged, ducked, dipped, dike, she kept on moving all around. As she waited for her moment to strike, her sister overexerted one of her lunges. As Mito saw it, Mito raised her hand, showing a black seal on it. But Erza pivoted right on her leg as she twists. Mito ducked instantly as the blade slashed a few strands of her hair off. Mito thrust her hand up, the palm of her hand slapping against the flat side of the blade. With a cracking sound, the phone into the seal at Mito encountered her hand, activated. Erza's blade shattered as the registral chakra was absorbed by Mito's seal. Mito did not bat her eyelash at that, as she tried to sweep her sister's legs away. Erza wasn't taken by surprise though as she leaped over the cake, putting some distance between them. The moment her feet touched the ground, she created 4 spears in her hands, as she twirled the 2 in her left hand. As Mito dodged, Erza moved in to catch her off guard. Mito channeled chakra through her body and in the palm of her hand. As she twisted her body and struck one of the spears, the seal destroying it. However, the other one shoot past her and destroyed several trees behind her. As Erza threw the 2 other spears, Mito flashed through 3 hand signs. Wind style. Wind palm! As the 2 attacks collided, the chakra exploding, destroying the spears. Mito flashed through hands and she slammed her hand down this time into the cracking earth. Wind palm, she said once again, causing the dust and debris to fly up everywhere. But Erza shot forward ready. Enough! A stern voice echoed across the field. A powerful wind jutsu blew away all the dust, showing Erza and Mito just a few feet away from each other. The both of them looking at each other. The blade in Erza's hand was at Mito's throat. The kunai in Mito's hand, however, was inches away from Erza's chest, right where her heart was supposed to be. As both of the girls were panting as they backed off. You fought well, Erza said. Back at you, sis, said Mito. We're gonna crush the tuning exams. Yes, we bring honor to Konoha and the memory of Kakashi, Erza said sternly. Mito's smile dipped at that, but she nodded yeah. We'll do him proud. Yes, I'm sure you both will, said Yujiro, as she approached them. Sasuke was following behind her, his eyes looking towards both girls. Those Genins are not gonna know what hit them, Kushina Uzumaki said, a big grin on her face as she looked towards her daughters. Team 7 is gonna dominate the competition this year. Both of the girls grinned as they saw their mother smile. Her enthusiasm was very contagious. Time skip with Naruto and Team Pain at the gates of Konoha. For the first time in all these years, he caught sight of the gate of Konoha. It was crazy to think how much he has changed from that scared little child that he was when he first fled the village in fright. But look at him now. He felt a sliver of nervousness rise up in him as he vaguely recognized the gate guards. As he wondered about him being recognized, but he shouldn't be after all. He's changed a lot over the last 3 years. He had gained at least 4 stone of muscle, and he had gotten taller, and he looked a lot healthier since he left. And he no longer had blue eyes, yet his black sclera and his crimson irises. Having embraced who he was, he saw no point in hiding them. But he was also wearing a shinobi half mask that covered half of his face, and the missed shinobi headband on his forehead as well. It's not like he had anything against the people inside or this place. But for Naruto, it would bring complication to his mission and his life, complications that he just weren't ready for yet. The group of Kira shinobis are stopped at the gate, of course. The guards wouldn't be doing their job if they did not stop. Group of outside villagers. We're here for Chunin exam, said Naruto. He definitely recognized them, but he just did not know their names or remember it. Although back then he did not care about most things, so yeah. Alright, you're the 13th group today. I'll just need your Jonin instructor to sign you in. As Naruto looked at the man, that would be me, Jonin Pain of Kiri, the Jonin sensei for Team 1. The man in the clipboard looked at him surprised, but he shrugged it off though. Teenage Jonin was not that surprising. However, it was a bit irritating because he was in his late 20s and he was still a Jonin. As he found Pain's name and his team, the pictures all match. That was sent to them by the Mizukage. Okay, I have you on the list, and you were booked into the hotel along the southern border of Konoha. Just take this street and keep on walking until you reach a mountain wall. Your hotel will be along that stretch. Give your name to your hotel reception and they will sort you out from there. Some instructions on what to do next will be sent to your room later on this evening. I have to say though, I'm surprised. You're the only Kira team booked in this year. As Naruto shrugged, the crop of Genin this year has been disappointed. From what I heard, the Mizukage held a load of them back because she did not deem them ready to take Chunin exams. Tough break. Well, I guess this means there will be a lot of them at the next Chunin exams. Wouldn't surprise me, said Naruto as he made his way inside. As Naruto glanced up as he saw his father's face on the Hokage's monument looking down at him. Time skip. The room of the hotel was very Spartan, and it looked like they will all be sharing, with 4 single beds lining the walls, and 2 cupboards. As Naruto looked towards his team, you lot make yourself comfortable, and get ready for tomorrow. The first stage will be taking place in the Shinobi Academy. No doubt this portion will be a trick. Keep on your toes and make sure that you pass. Suigetsu rolled his eyes. I think that we can get through an exam that is made for a genin. Good, said Naruto, because if I thought you weren't capable, I wouldn't have brought you. You lot can have a look around Konoha if you want, but make sure you behave. I don't want us to be kicked out of Konoha before the match even starts, because one of you are screwing about. The 3 of them nodded, but Suigetsu looked a bit rebellious. What happened if that happens, he said. We don't get to become Chunin, he mocked. No. If you do mess up and let us get kicked out, we would have failed our very important mission, and for that, I'll hurt you, said Naruto. A lot. Both Kojiro and Suigetsu laughed at that, as they swore that he was joking. Hoden, on the other hand, knew Pain did not make idle threats. As Naruto looked towards them, as they believed that he was joking. However, as he thought about it, a swift death courtesy of his was better than a painful slow death from me. The stakes were too high for small measures. He only wished he could tell them how important their mission was. However, the risk was too high. So what will you be doing, asked Hoden. I'll be having a look around the village. I'll be back later, and remember, do not screw up. Also, he paused at the door. Try to keep a low profile while we're in Konoha. And with that he left. 10 minutes later, Naruto quickly familiarized himself with Konoha once again. As Naruto bought himself some food, flipping into a ramen stand that he's been before, he seated himself at the counter. As he waited for the waitress, a pretty brunette only a few years older than him, someone approached though. As Naruto had to hold in his surprise, he saw the red hair. She had a young child in her arms, a little girl with golden hair and crystal blue eyes. For the first time in 3 years, he saw his mother once again. How can I help you today, sir? He tore his gaze away and looked towards Ayam. That is what the name said on her badge. Yes. 1 missed bowl of ramen, please. As that caught the attention of Kushina, as she glanced towards him. Right away, sir. Shouldn't be too long, Ayam said, as she accepted the money Naruto gave her. So I take it you're here for Chunin exams. Kushina suddenly spoke up, as Naruto turned towards her. His mother looked older than when he last saw her, and her eyes were sadder than he remembered. But despite that, she was smiling at him, as she was holding what appeared to be her daughter close to her. He did not even know that he had a new sister. But then again, if you run away from home, it's unlikely you will have regular updates on your family. Yeah, he said awkwardly. She smiled at him in a sympathetic way. Must be strange to be in an unfamiliar village. I bet Konoha is a lot different from Kira, she said. It is certainly a lot drier, he said. She chuckled at that. My name is Kushina, by the way, and this bundle of joy is Naruto, she said, as she cuddled her 3-year-old daughter, causing the girl to release a cute giggle. Naruto, he thought to himself. As he wasn't sure what he should say next. Should he tell her his name is Naruto and see what happened next? No, that would be stupid. Nice to meet you, Kushina, he said. My name is Pain. The mission come first, he thought to himself. Pain, said Kushina. I'm guessing that was not the name your mother gave you. No, it was a name I gave myself when I was younger. I guess it just stuck with me, he said. Must be a bit of a pain, Kushina said, sounding rather amused. As Naruto snorted, you know. That is actually the first time someone has done that, he said. She went wide-eyed. Do they not have a sense of humor and caring? Oh, they do, said Naruto, but the jokes aren't as painful, he said, as a small child in her arms started giggling like that as well. One Mr. Ramen as Aion placed on the bowl in front of him. Thanks. Can I also get 2 fingers of whiskey to wash it down, he said. Aion frowned at that. Are you sure that you're old enough? Only Chunin shinobis are allowed to drink if they are not above the age. As Naruto looked amused, he pulled the card. It was the identification card. It's a good thing I'm a Jonin then, he said. Aion was surprised as she went to get his drink. So you're a Jonin sensei? I did not see that coming, said Kushina. He looked only a year or 2 older than Erza and Mito. Far too young to be a Jonin. Then again, there were people like Itachi, Uchiha, and Kakashi, who were promoted young. However, those people were well known, but she's never heard of this pain before. Well, we're shinobis. You always have to expect the unexpected. Kushina's eyes glazed over as she was remembering something. You know that line of yours reminded me of something a family friend used to say. He always used to say that you must look underneath the underneath. Wise words, said Naruto as he wondered. So who said that? Anyone I would know? Yeah, you probably heard of him. He was pretty famous. Kakashi Hatake. As Naruto cringed, he knew the man. And he had met him and he had killed him. Unfortunately, he died recently, on a mission in the wave, as she held on to her daughter with a hug. The bundle of joy became quiet, sensing her mother's mood. It come with being a shinobi, said Naruto as he took the whiskey from my arm. We have dangerous professions, and we're on the field, we're always dancing with death. Sometimes we win, and sometimes we lose. How old are you again, said Kushina. Hearing his clinical statement like that, before she released a sigh. I understand why he died. So does my husband. He was on a mission, and he got into a fight with some other shinobis. It doesn't dull the pain of loss though, nor does understanding why something happened does. Naruto took a large gulp of whiskey at that, as he thought back to his fight with Kakashi. The man was certainly strong in skills. If it wasn't for his strange abilities, the man wouldn't be defeated so easily. However, Kakashi went into the battle, knowing that there was a chance that he could die, and Naruto did the same thing. That is why he didn't look back with any guilt or pity. The shinobi world was kill or be killed, that was a fact. Old enough to know how the world works, said Naruto, as he took a swig of his whiskey. You've seen war, haven't you? I can tell that much. I'm gonna guess that you fought in the Kira rebellion. As her eyes looked over the scars that he had on his arms. Yes, said Naruto. I was originally a member of the outcasts. We were always in the thick of the fighting, even shinobis like me, who were meant to just act as support. I saw my fair share of fighting to know that anything can happen in a fight. A sad look crossed her face as she saw how jaded this boy was. But with an attitude like his, it would make him survive the shinobi war though. All too often she saw Jennings, thinking that saving a princess, flashy jutsus, was what a shinobi was meant to be, but they're wrong. So, on a lighter note, said Naruto. She smiled. She seemed like she appreciated the change of subject. You got any Jennings entering the exam? She smiled. I got a team entering, and they're gonna crush the competition. Those sounds like fighting words to me. How about a bet, said Naruto. Name it, she said. If the entire of my team, Team 1, make it to the finals, and not all of your team does, you will have to buy me as much ramen as I can eat. And the same go for you, said Naruto. You poor boy, said Kushina. As Aion placed our usual order, 6 bowls of ramen to start. You don't know what you've just gotten yourself into, she said. As Naruto's eyes widened as he saw the sheer amount of food in front of his mother. He had almost forgotten how much he could eat. Time skip. It was half an hour later as Naruto walked down the street. His stomach full. He had a pleasant conversation with Kushina, and he did not reveal that he was her long-lost son. From speaking to her, she did not blame Kiri for Kakashi's death. She certainly blamed Grim though. But it appeared that she had cooled down slightly since she first heard. She was still obviously upset though. There was no mistaking that. For the first part, Naruto had been quite vague, as he did not really went into details amongst himself. What they both discussed was completely harmless. Nothing with different secrecies of the other village. If that had came up, they would have break off the conversation quickly. However, he never came here to just go on a holiday. He came to assess the forces of Konoha, the sand and the sound, and find out more about the Sonkage plan, as he had borrowed, stolen, a copy of the gate guard list of the foreign shinobis entering the village. However, there was a dozen envoys all around, keeping track of the foreign shinobis. Sometimes the best way to spy is to just go about your day. Looking suspicious would just get him attention that he didn't want at the moment, as he heard some loud commotion from the street next to his, as he made his way to check it out, as he found his two sisters shouting at two other shinobis. As he looked at Erza, it has been 3 years since he saw her, and she has grown up. She was taller, more mature, as she was clad in light body armor. A blade was at her side, but Naruto knew from memory that she didn't really need that blade. And there was something about Mito as well. She held herself stronger and stood more confidently. But more than that, he saw the Fuinjutsu markings running on her hands. Naruto himself was quite adept at Fuinjutsu. Mei had gave him knowledge to the information that Kiri had managed to salvage from Uzu after the stone and Kuma had invade. Even so, he was no master of the art though. He was curious though who would pick a fight with the Hokage daughters in the middle of Konoha. A boy from the sand that was wearing a full black bodysuit that had cat ears. Yes, he was a boy, as he was also wearing makeup. Standing beside him was a girl. She had 4 pigtails, blonde, a pretty girl that seemed to be around his age. As Naruto saw, there was a scared little boy behind Erza's legs. It was Konohamaru Sarutobi. He recognized the two sand shinobis, Temari and Kankuro, the elder children of the Kazekage. He had seen on the list that they were going to take part, and also their brother, the one-tailed Jinchuriki Gara. The boy was the prime weapon of the sand, the main reason why he was brought to Konoha. There were also 5 other people watching, suppressed near Chakra. 4 of these were Genin. The 5th was more powerful, no doubt a Anvu, ready to step in if things went out of bound. As Naruto tracked the powerful Biju soul, as he glanced up toward the tree, the boy was looking down towards the argument. Listen here, the brat ran into me and almost knocked me in my ass, so I think it's justified for me to teach him some manners, said Kankuro. Kankuro, just let it go. We don't need to go causing in trouble here, in a foreign village. As Temari tried to get her brother calmed down and see reason before something unfortunate were to happen. They could not afford for anything to go wrong. The future of their village might rest on this. I refuse to allow you to hurt him. He's a member of Konoha, and he's under my protection, said Erza. If you lay a hand on him, I will cut it off. As her hand rested on the hilt of her blade, Temari's eyes went sharp as she heard that, her hand itching towards her battle fan. Don't you threaten my brother. If you do, I have to get involved, and you wouldn't like it if that happened. It is not a threat, Erza said. It's a promise. You arrogant bitch. You really don't know who you're messing with, now do you? Kankuro said, causing Mito to lose her cool. Don't you call my sister a bitch, you ugly butch old hag, Mito said. As Kankuro eye twitched. I'm not a girl, he said. You could have fooled me, Erza said, as she looked towards Temari. Try to keep your sister under control. I will if you do, Temari said. I am not a woman, Kankuro yelled. Hey, could you girls all keep the noise down? I'm trying to enjoy a pleasant stroll through Konoha here. I am not a Kankuro shut off, as Naruto was in front of him. He had moved so fast that Kankuro did not even see him move. Temari was shocked. Who are you? His eyes looked unnatural, and they had this power about them. She also took note of the flap jacket and the Kiri headband. The flap jacket showed that he was not here as a genin. He was a jonin. The name is Pain. And all of you should really be civil, especially with the Chunin exams about to start. I'm sure there will be plenty of time for you to fight in the different tests. However, recognition came on Temari and Konkuro's face. Your pain? Temari said. That is what I said. So why don't you two make your way back to your hotel? It's a big day tomorrow after all. We don't want you getting crippled before you can start. As for you two, don't you think the Hokage daughters have better things to do than to pick a fight with the Kazekage children? Erza tilted her head. Are you saying that we should not act to defend one of our own, especially when we're in our own village? Besides, who do you think you are to tell us what to do in our own village? Someone who is not acting like a hot-tempered moron, he said, as he looked away from her, knowing that would piss her off even more to quell the argument between the two. As Naruto felt it as he turned back around. My name is Gara of the Sun. Who are you? The red-haired child asked. He dismissed the girls. They were no threat to him. As he was curious about this boy though, he made Mother nervous. And Mother wasn't nervous. It was rare to get Mother nervous, so Gara needed to know whether he need to be destroyed or avoided. Naruto saw the looks of fear on Temari and Konkuro's faces. It appeared the intel was right. The boy was uncontrollable and feared by his own siblings. He was gonna add it into his report. He was definitely the weapon that they were gonna use. He was curious though how far. Well, dumbass, if you had listened before, the name is Pain. A joining from Kira, and I suggest the three of you head back to your hotel room now, said Naruto. Both Temari and Konkuro tense. Gara started to release killer intent as he looked towards him. As he kept on looking before he spoke. Temari, Konkuro, we're going to meet Baki, he said. The both of them nodded without hesitation. Gara turned as he swirled away in sand. Temari and Konkuro disappeared in their own sunshine. You might as well come out of hiding, said Naruto. He wouldn't call out the Anvu, he was talking about the 4 Genins that were spying on them. And what do you mean by that, Erza said. None of us are hiding. Mito replied first. He's talking about the people that are spying on us. A censor, Naruto guessed. Smile on his face. Not that they could see it though, with the half mask he was wearing. Mito didn't know why this person felt so familiar to her. But concerned that he just helped them, she would give him the benefit of the doubt. Naruto sensed 3 of their watchers disappearing, leaving only 1. He knew their souls though, and he could find them again. The other spy revealed himself to be Sasuke Uchiha. How is someone so young a joining, Sasuke asked. Because I'm just that good, said Naruto. Sasuke snarled. Why was he still a genin and he was the last elite Uchiha? Would you like to prove it then? Fight me. You wouldn't stand a chance, said Naruto as he turned to leave. Hey, wait a second, Erza said to him. As Naruto turned, his eyes locked with hers. Have we met before? There's something about you that seems very familiar. Almost like a long forgotten dream. Do you really think you'll forget someone like me? A former outcast and now a proud joining of Kira, he said. Erza gained a thoughtful look at that, as she didn't seem to be bothered that he was a former outcast. Some shinobis might still look down on them, even though they had settled in as Kira shinobis. But she and her family were raised to be tolerant and decent people. There is still something about you though, she said, as Naruto smiled faintly at that as he turned his back. As the both of them looked at him, something was just... Hey, fight me, Sasuke said. Or are you too scared? You ran away because you heard about the Uchihas, and you're terrified to face me. Come on, coward, fight me. However, Naruto simply ignored him. He was still just a child. A stupid, ignorant child. His sisters, though, they have grown. As he smiled, as he made his way off. Time skip. Naruto released a bored sigh as he led his team towards the first phase. He already knew all of the parts of the exam, and he thought that it was total bullshit. He, Clementine, and Victor never had to go through that crap. They had learned how to be ninja on the field. The experience, that was much better. They either gained the skill necessary to survive, or they die. That was how true shinobis was forged, not by this total waste of bullshit. The fact that Naruto was now S rank and Clementine and Victor was both A rank was proof that being in the field was better than doing this crap. The Chunin exams were a joke. In terms of being a deterrent for war, that was good. And gaining prospect clients for the future, that was good. But in terms of creating good shinobis and judging them to be Chunin by this, That was total garbage. So far he has gathered about the Sand team, and the one team here from the Sound as well. It was not a huge amount of information, but with the exam now beginning, he hoped to gain more. He has managed to secure himself a position as a proctor in the second exam, alongside the Konoha Confrontation known as Anko Midarashi. This will allow him to spy on the Sound and Sand teams. It will also give him the opportunity to abduct and interrogate a few teams during the chaotic second stage. That being said, he was given orders to allow the Sound team to pass through. For the Sound Kage plans, the Sand had more teams here, but the only group that really had information was the Kazekage children, Temari, Kankuro, and Gara. But he was also under orders to make sure they passed through as well. Mei has not decided what she would do yet, so he was not to assist or disrupt any of their plans. Hurry up you lot, said Naruto as he glanced behind him, as the three of them had to take part in the exams. This is gonna be so shitty, said Shigetsu. Probably, said Naruto. As Shigetsu's personality was perfect because Jennings were supposed to be whiny and overconfident. Plus they didn't really like the swordsman. He was whiny, overconfident in his abilities as well. Under normal circumstances, Naruto would have kicked his face in to knock some sense into his head. Unfortunately, the boy was necessary, so he had to just bear the abrasive personality of Shigetsu. So what will you be doing while we're doing the exam? Asked Gojo, as he was rather respectful. Naruto liked him a lot more than Shigetsu. While you're doing the first part of the exam, I will be at the academy, teacher lounge, keeping an eye on this portion of the exams, looking for anything suspicious. As for the second part, well, I've been volunteered by the Mizukage to be one of the proctors for the second exam, so you'll probably see me after you pass second portion. I take it you all remember that you're supposed to pass the exam, said Naruto as he led them into the academy. Oh shit, really? And there I was gonna feel it, said Shigetsu, in a sarcastic tone. Who then gave him a hit in the side. Watch it, Shigetsu, he said. Don't get too mouthy. Don't worry, Pain. We will make it to the finals, Kojiro said. Good, said Naruto as he sent Shigetsu a gaze. Shigetsu wilted under that gaze, as he saw that he had pissed Naruto off. And maybe that wasn't the best idea. The waiting room is up there. Make sure you don't do something stupid and get disqualified. I'm talking to you, Shigetsu. Also, try not to be morons and fail this part, as they made their way inside. Naruto wouldn't be cautious about them not passing, as they were handpicked for this after all. As long as one of them made to the finals, that was all that Mei needed. I have to say, Pain, you really know how to inspire confidence into your Jennings. Naruto turned a smile as he saw Kushina, as her own team was there as well. Mito, Erza, and Sasuke. Both of his sisters were looking at him curiously, while Sasuke was glaring daggers at him. Negative reinforcement. It works every time. Kushina smiled. Maybe I should try that with my own team, she said. Getting a shudder from both of her daughters, and a scowl from Sasuke, as Naruto chuckled a bit. Right then, Team 7, you should all head upstairs and do your best. This portion of the exam is starting very soon. Both you, Jay, and I have every confidence in you guys, she said with a smile. Right, said Mito. We're definitely gonna make it to Chunin. Erza smiled. We won't let you down, she said. Was Sasuke replied, as he gave Naruto a nasty look as he made his way. A real bunch you got there, said Naruto. Kushina was still a bit worried, as the second phase, that is what she was worried about. That part had no rules. There was always dozens of deaths every year. She pulled her mind away from that as she looked towards the Jonin. She had only met him once when they eat ramen together, but she felt a connection with him. They had gotten along very well, and she liked his dry, cynical view on life, and his humor as well. So what are you going to be doing now? Not sure, said Naruto. I was probably going to head up to the lounge and see how my brat do. I was told they had a live feed for the first stage up there. Yeah, you're right, she said. They use the academy system. I'll come with you if you don't mind. I think a group of Konoha Jonins are meeting up there to watch as well. You can join us if you want. Sure, said Naruto as she engaged him in meaningless small talk. Meanwhile, with Team 7, as they entered the room, they were greeted by a wave of killer intent as all of the Genins turned towards them. However, they shook it off, as Mito and Sasuke felt worse on their mission to the wave. And Erza, she shook it off as well. Unlike Mito, who focused on Fuinjutsu, Erza had been focusing on, drawing on the Kyuubi's power. It was taxing physically and mentally, and not to mention she felt worse rage from the Fox Chakra, which is why she found the killer intent that was blasted towards her laughable. A lot of them were in there. Sasuke, a voice squealed. A blonde-haired girl leaped towards Sasuke. Ino Yamanaka, she was from their group, followed by Choji and Shikamaru. Mito grinned when she saw the irritating look on Shikamaru's face as Ino threw her arms around Sasuke. Troublesome. It seems you guys got roped into competing in these exams as well. Erza let out a sigh as she heard how Shikamaru sounded about one of the most important events in their life. As shinobis, as Mito simply giggled. I suppose it is nice to see how some things never really change. As they were quickly once again interrupted by Team 8 entering, Shino, and Hinata as well. The loudest one being Kiba. So you guys are here as well. But it's not like you're gonna beat us, right Akamaru? Akamaru barked. Of course we are. It's not that we will miss a chance to show you up, dog breath, said Mito. As Kiba scowled as he retorted, causing the both of them to shout at each other for a moment. You know, being so loud usually put a large target on your back. And who the hell are you? Sasuke said. Oh, the name is Kabuto Yakuji, he said, as he introduced himself. As he went on to tell them that he was a veteran of the exam, and he could help them out. After all, he was a fellow Konoha shinobi of theirs. He had ninja cards on competitors here. Go on, ask me anything, he said, as he saw how Mito and Sasuke perk up at that. As Kabuto smirked, they were taking the bait. Hey, do you have info on non-genuine individuals? Sasuke asked. As Mito had the same idea. If Kabuto claimed to have what he had, then he might have information on a certain shinobi that she met in the Land of Wave. Well, is it someone you guys are worried about? He said. My info isn't that perfect, but I do have some about non-genuine shinobi. So tell me, who do you want to know about? A few minutes before, in the academy staff room, Naruto and Kushina was engaged in a small talk as the door opened up. It had been over 3 years since he left Konoha. Usually he wasn't one for a small talk, but it has been 3 years since he saw his mother. It's not like he hated either of his parents. He just wanted something they couldn't allow him to get because they indeed love him. So he had no hatred for either of them. That is why he was happy to indulge her in talking. The room was large. There was a number of screens in one of the walls, a kitchen area, and a path with a lot of chairs and couches. Around 2 dozen shinobi was already in there, mostly from Konoha. The first part was always watch, as he could see how they can develop and help their genins if they fail the first part. As Naruto noticed, a number of them looked at him suspiciously. It wasn't surprising seeing his age, and not to mention that he's, well, the only Kiri shinobi here. However, it seems like everyone stick with their groups. No one mingled with other groups. As Naruto was hoping to see the sound Jonin Sensei, but he was not here. Seeing that there was not any other Kira Jonin Sensei. Hey Pain, why don't you come and sit with us? Kushina said. Normally Kushina would not be interested in mixing with the Jonins from other villages, but she liked Pain. And with the death of Kakashi, as tense as thing was, maybe they should start rebuilding bridges. After all, no one wants another Shinobi World War. I'm not sure, said Naruto. He wasn't worried about being attacked, he had guest rights. And he wouldn't be attacked by the ninjas, that wasn't what he was worried about. It was the Sand Shinobis, the Sand Jonins that were already here, as he didn't want to undermine anything that was going on. He didn't want to look away with him sitting with the Konoha Shinobis. However, Kushina did not give him a chance as she led him towards the table. A rather well-built man, wearing a green bodysuit. A man with brown hair, a beard, and a cigarette. There were 2 pretty women, one, red eyes just like Naruto's, long black hair, an outfit that looked like it was made up out of bandages. The other one was wearing a mesh bodysuit, with a coat over it, her hair done up like a pineapple. All of them turned to look at him strangely as Kushina led him over. Hey there Kushina, looks like you picked up a stray, the man with the beard said, but Naruto could see it in his eyes, he was suspicious. As all of them seemed very cautious, especially regarding this headband. But guys, if you ain't subscribed right here, if you want to see the next portion, do like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification stay posted. Remember to share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also remember to go ahead and check out the other what ifs over in the Making 3 and Anime Making, guys. I really hope you enjoy each and every one of them. But for now, I'm out. See you guys soon. Peace, guys.